If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, should have seen it in color. Come on, everybody. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. Should have seen it in color. How they always in the song? Seen it in color. Yo! Once again, his own back at you one more again. Real Kids TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Oftentimes people be like, come on, Kens, with this country ass shit, man. Why you got to be, singing country songs? Because I did so much time in the motherfucking penitentiary in them hills of eastern Kentucky, in the backwoods and the hollers, by God. Now, don't get it twisted. I've been with the gorillas, goons, lions, tigers, and bears behind them walls. But in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, they will often send you to the eastern parts, the backwoods, as I mentioned, of Kentucky, and you have no choice but to listen to country music, and you just you learn it. And you see it in color. Mm-hmm. But before I get into this afternoon's video, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I drop you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. Y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever you may be representing. If you hear the noise in the background, by God, it's raining. So it's raining. There's nothing I can do about it. But guess what? We're going to make it do what it do, and we're going to have fun. And regardless of what the climate is on the outside, we're going to have fun. Respectfully. But with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell, there is. Or that is, rather. There is a message. It's always a message. Penitentiary, man. We'll tell a good old-fashioned penitentiary story today. True. Keyword being true. Penitentiary story, man. Oftentimes I'll talk about how dangerous prison is. And I understand that people that have never been to prison, that's a great thing. There's nothing braggadocious. There's nothing that's, man, I done been to the motherfucking joint, man. I got my stripes. Nah, fuck that, man. The squares is winning, man. Dudes in penitentiary, they're not winning. Yeah, they appear to be cool when you're looking at them on Facebook or social media, and they acting as though they having the time of their lives. They got money, they got phones, they got spreads, which is food they cooking. Man, fuck being locked up. Who wants to be locked up around a bunch of hard ankles all day long? You a man, do you want to be around a bunch of men all day long? I don't think so. Not your average man. Penitentiary is a very violent, volatile environment. Dog eat dog. You got to get down, man. Ain't nobody having any empathy, any sympathy for you. You really have to get down how you get it how you live. Problem is, everybody in the penitentiary is not there for being violent. You got dudes that's there for credit card fraud, check fraud, child support. Yeah, child support. Commonwealth of Kentucky, they will send your ass to penitentiary for child support. You got, DUIs, driving on suspended license. Then you got the murderers. You got the dudes that have shot somebody, assaulting people, stab people. So you have a different variation of individuals that are all mixed together, being thrown in together, if that makes any sense to you. Obviously, you all that have been there, you understand. But the ones that have not been there, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, excuse me, as far as to understand. Everybody's not playing with a full deck in prison. Some people a sandwich, 2 or 3 short of a picnic. So you really have to just adapt to your environment and just get down with the get down. Years ago, they took smoking off the yard in prison. And that was one of the worst things they ever could have done. Because basically, it's contradictory. You're telling the inmates that they're no longer allowed to smoke. Things that help to keep dudes that got life sentences, 40, 50, 60, 70 years calm. Now you got to take the cigarettes off the yard. But yet the COs, they're still smoking. Well, they put up signs. Tobacco is prohibited on this yard, and you can't, essentially you cannot bring tobacco even on the compound. But yet they do it anyway. Got a lot of the same officers that are running around trying to catch inmates smoking, jumping on top of buildings with binoculars and big ladders, and they're doing whatever they can do to catch an inmate smoking cigarettes. But yet they're smoking on their breaks and ducking behind buildings and hit this shit, motherfucker. But they're not even supposed to be doing that shit. It's contradictory. What do you think an inmate's gonna do? Got all this time, I can't smoke a cigarette. It's not like I can go get me a drink. It's not like I can smoke some weed. Yeah, those things are offered on the yard, but it's an arm and a leg to get your hands on them. And it's not available to just any and everybody. It's kind of like a secret society, to say the least. Got Big Humphrey, man. I ain't never told y'all about Big Humphrey. Big Humphrey's a big black. Big Humphrey 6'5", got to weigh 240, 250, been locked up for years. I'm talking about he's a straight penitentiary gorilla, man. I see this dude, if you all familiar with lifting weights and working out, this dude puts 225 on the bar. It's a 45-pound bar with two 40s on each side. It's equivalent to 225 pounds. He's doing curls with him, not rocking, not doing all this when he's up against the wall, his back up against the wall, doing curls. Every time, it's that penitentiary shit, man. Not glorifying it, just trying to paint a picture and put you all in the mold. Dude's a gorilla. He's doing over the head presses, back arms, where he lays down on the bench, takes that same 25. He's not even barely moving his elbows, coming up like this, 225 pounds. Bench pressing over 400 pounds. Squatting 400 something pounds. Deadlifting 500-600 pounds. This dude, man, was really, really about his workout. I seen Big Humphrey one time. We was on the yard, and he got a car. It's like 4 people in the car. Car's like your people you rock with, you roll with, you work out with or whatever. They got a 4-man car. Dude don't come to the workout. It was his little cousin. He was trying to get him, on his level. Dude don't come to the workout. Next day, we out in the weight pile. You didn't come to the workout, nigga. You think this is a game? Hold on, big cuz. It ain't wasn't nothing like that. I wasn't feeling good, man. I wasn't really. Man, fuck that. You think this is a game? This is all I got. This is all I got. He's going crazy in the weight pile, man, because his little cousin didn't come and work out yesterday or the prior day. That's how it is in the penitentiary, man. There ain't no game, man. There ain't no joke. Working out is, and this was back when everybody had free weights. In Kentucky, they've taken all the free weights off the yard. If you had a camp, Blackburn or Bell County or, some of the other minimum security facilities in the state, they got free weights. A lot of them do. But like in the mediums and above, them lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, and bears, they took the free weights off the yard. So everything is a machine. Or they have some weights to where, like, when you go to the flat bench or just whatever it may be, the weights are like welded onto the bar. But you can't just add 10s and 15s and 25s and 35s, 45s or whatever. No, you can't do that anymore. It's not stopping anything because inmates are still getting push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. Matter of fact, they're getting even bigger. You know what I'm saying? So them officers, hating ass officers, well, we just feel like the inmates are getting too big. Pause, double pause. They're getting too big and we can't control them. And y'all got electric shock shields. Y'all got tasers. Y'all got guns. Penitentiary, you got rifles. What do you mean the inmates are getting too big? You can't control them? No. You're jealous because these dudes is walking around. Your wives is working at the prison. Your girlfriends is working at the prison, whether they COs or they working in administration, commissary, the child hall, whatever. And they seeing these gorillas, these action figures walking around, and they going home and they fantasizing about these dudes, man. So we got to figure out a way to try to stop this progress. But you're not going to stop it because dudes is always going to implement a plan and improvise. And they even bigger than they've ever been before. Because you can't stop the workout. Okay, well, I'm going to do 3,000 push-ups a day. How about that? Stop that. I'm going to do 1,000 crunches a day. I'm going to do 1,000 body squats a day. I'm going to do 500 pull-ups a day. Stop that. I'm going to do burpees. I'm going to do Tyson's. I got the wheel. I'm going to do the, you know what I'm saying, for my abs. You're not going to stop it. Again, I'm just giving you all a penitentiary overview for the ones that have never been to the penitentiary. As I mentioned, though, took smoking off the yard, man. Big Humphrey, man, he liked to smoke, like a lot of other individuals. Well, you got Lil Kev, man. Lil Kev. Now, hold on. Before I get to Lil Kev, Big Humphrey's, like I said, is a black dude, 240. He's probably, no, he's not 5'11". I know you always just gonna, kids, all right, let me guess, he's 5'11". No, he's not 5'11". For y'all that never watch my videos, people have a tendency to say that I say when I'm describing someone that they're always 5'11". That's just not the case. It's just that a lot of people just happen to be 5'11". Hell, the world's 5'11". The whole world's 5'11". But in this particular odd situation, now Big Humphrey's about 6'3", 6'4", man. He's a gorilla, man. He is an absolute gorilla. He didn't play no games. You knew he didn't play no games. Dude's forearms were so big you couldn't help but see him because whenever he walked around, like if he did have his khaki uniform on, he always had his sleeves rolled up. And his forearms were just huge, like just massive forearms, man. Bald head dude. Wasn't all the way bald head. Sometimes he's bald head. Sometimes he kept like a little shadow, but his hairline in the front was receding or whatever. Caramel complected. Like I said, about 240, big beard, and it goes at the bottom. Not at all the way, you know what I'm saying, as far as at the top, but he had goes in the bottom. But he was he didn't really say much. He wasn't one of those loud type of individuals. You see him in the weight, pal. He's getting busy. He's getting his business. You know, he's handling his business. But he wasn't really the bully type of individual, man. Smoking and coffee are the two major things on the yard because you got people, if you can get your hands on some weed, some K2 or whatever, okay, cool. But the K2 would have you hallucinate, ready to dive off the, you know what I'm saying, your top bunk or some shit. So you really, a lot of people stayed away from the K2. Because that's kind of like a hallucin, like a LSD type of, you know, effect that it would have on you, man. It would just have you just like really doing some things and you would catch some more time and not even realize what you was doing to catch that time. So you would have people that would stay away from the spice, the spiggity, the K2. Get your hands on some weed, but the thing about weed, it's going to show up in the drug test. Now you got individuals that got life sentence, 30, 40, 50 years. They don't care nothing about no catching, you know, a dirty urine. But at the same time, it's going to be a very expensive ticket. But smoking and drinking coffee were the two main things that didn't cost you that much money. And they were the most accessible because you could buy coffee out of the commissary. Again, they just stopped the smoking. Got Lil Kev, man. He got to connect. He's cool with the woman that works for, I think it was Kelwell. Yeah, I'm throwing their name out there. Kelwell. Kelwell's like they prepare the food for the prisoners. So they would have like 2 or 3 workers per shift come in. You know what I'm saying? You got morning shift and then you got evening shift. So you got workers from the outside that work for Kelwell or Airmark, but in this particular situation, it was Kelwell, and they would come in and prepare the food. You get in good with one of them, one of the women or whatever. Sometimes it's dudes, but most of the time it's one of the women. Hey, listen, man, I know they ain't paying you nothing $11, $12, $13 an hour for doing this. You putting your life at risk coming into a penitentiary around a bunch of goons, gorillas, you know, hyenas, men. You know what I'm saying? Listen, how would you like it if I told you you can make an extra $1,000 a week? $1,000 a week doing what? I mean, seriously, $1,000 a week. Only thing I need you to do is contact my people on the outside. I'm going to give you this phone number. All you got to do is hit my people up on the outside. They're going to give you a little bag, a little package or whatever. I'm not even going to put you at risk as far as having you bringing in anything, illegal or anything. Worst case scenario, if you were to get caught, because we have to play devil's advocate right here. This is how, you bring it to them. If you were to get caught, worst case scenario, they just walk you off the yard, which means you just get fired. I just need you to bring in some cigarettes for me. Cigarettes? Yeah. Hold on, I got a couple cigarettes for you right here. That's cool, baby girl. Let me get those. But that's not the type of cigarettes that I'm speaking of. When I say cigarettes, I mean I need you to bring in X amount. And you're going to give me $1,000 a week. I'm going to give you $1,000 a week, baby, every week on time. $1,000 a week cash. I'm not going to say a word. Nobody's going to know. And we're going to get this money and we're going to get it together. You able to keep your job. You making this $1,000 a week. It's non-taxable. Nobody knows anything about it. Everything's going to be all good. Well, I got to think about this. Take your time. Think about it. But don't think too long. Because this offer is only on the table for so long. Because my people, they got to move. They got to, they got to be able to know exactly, what they need to do. Or they're going to go on to the next one. A little time goes past. I don't think I'm going to do anything like that. I don't want to get, caught up or whatever. All right, baby, it's your choice. I mean, sure, it's money. Yeah, I'm cool. 2-3 weeks goes past, something happens, the car breaks down, or you need something fixed in the house, the furnace goes out, or just, everyday life. Hey, Lil Kev, come here, let me talk to you. Now, Lil Kev has access to the kitchen worker because Lil Kev works in the kitchen. You're in there 8 hours a day with these individuals that are coming in from the outside street. So you just mean to tell me the only thing I got to do is, yeah, listen, baby, this is what you got to do. I need you to stop at the not the liquor store, but I need you to stop at like the tobacco. It's like a place where you can go and buy tobacco, like the tobacco barn or something. I need you to give me a pound. We'll start off with something relatively light. Give me 2 pounds of cigarettes. It ain't going to cost them about $30, $40, $35, $40. But people gonna throw you the money or whatever. 2 pounds, and you bring that in. If you don't want to do that, they'll get it, and you meet up with them, and they'll give it to you, and you bring it in to me. 2 pounds of cigarettes. You're starting out. I'm gonna pay you $1,000 a week, but I need you to do this like every couple of days. Formulate a plan, figure out. I don't know how they search you all when you come in. Well, they really don't search us for anything because, okay, cool. Starts off like that. Kev is killing it. He got the whole yard on lock. When I say on lock, meaning it's not too many other people that have cigarettes. You have some people that have cigarettes, but Kev's getting in pounds at a time, and he's busting them down. He's busting them down just like the drug game. Okay, what you want, an ounce? What you want, a eighty? What you want, a quarter? Okay, I'm going to keep some on me just for the individual that just want, 2, 3, 4, 5 cigarettes at a time. Okay, I'm going to give you a commissary list for $15. I'm going to give you one for $30. But if you want a large amount, like a quarter or, something like that, now, we work in money orders. Your people send me a money order. Or we go with the Green Dot card. The Green Dot was before Cash App. Green Dot, basically, for y'all that don't know, you go to Walgreens, Walmart, somewhere, buy the card for $3.99, and you can load money onto the card. If I have a Green Dot card and you go and you buy you one for $3.99, you can load, let's say you owe me $200. You load $200 onto your card. I give you my account number, which is my card number, basically, and you can transfer the $200 over to my card. I call, verified, I got a cell phone, or I got my girl on the outside working, making sure, yeah, baby, the money's there. Okay, cool. Everything's cool. She's not going to say, yeah, the money's there. We're going to speak in code over the prison phones. Everything's cool. Now I'll give you the product. That's how people's working this money, man. Getting this money through Green Dot. It's 10, 12, 15 years ago. Now you got Cash App. You got so many different ways of paying people. But then you didn't have all of those things, man. Lil Kev is killing it. She's happy. The lady that's working for HAYWIRE is bringing in the cigarettes. Everything is all good. But see, Lil Kev got to the point to where he didn't really look at the bigger picture. He was only serving to certain people. So those 2 pounds ended up going, turning into 4 and 5 and 6 and 8 pounds at a time. It wasn't very difficult for the officer, or she wasn't an officer, but the HAYWIRE worker to bring these cigarettes in. She didn't really have to go through a whole lot of scrutiny, a whole lot of being searched when she came in. It was kind of a laid-back environment situation, so to speak. But you got individuals that are feeling some type of way because it's like, man, you ain't selling to us. You selling all the white boys. Kevin's a little white dude, probably about 5'7", 5'8", brown hair, just a laid-back dude. You wouldn't even guess that this dude would ever went to the penitentiary. I don't even know what the hell he was in there for. But nevertheless, you can't discount that because he was in the pen. It's like he had his select few that he would sell to. And the blacks, he wasn't really fooling with the blacks like that. It wasn't that he was racist. It wasn't that but you cling on to, you go to who you know. If I'm getting 4 or 5 pounds in, e-cigarettes are predominantly already sold before I even get them, through the door. So if I already know that these individuals are going to buy them, I can't really mess up I can't really mess this up by trying to deal with you over here when I have these individuals over here that's already tight-lipped. And so I got it. It was a business. I got it. But what Lil Kev didn't understand, he wasn't spreading the wealth. So now you're going to have some people that really, really have a problem. My money ain't no good. My money can't spend. Nah, it ain't nothing like that. Big bro's just, I'm good over here. Like, I got people over here. Okay, but we trying to eat just as well, man. We want smoke. We want to. Discrepancy was a problem. But Kev knew that he could keep it to a minimum. Like, he couldn't just have 15, 20 pounds coming in at once. See, there's only so much that you can do as a correctional officer bringing these, contraband into the prisons. You got to keep it, you can't just, you have to keep it simple, if you will. So he's dealing with these things on the yard. Big Humphrey got to the point to where he started that shit. He runs up on Lil Kev one day, man. Snatches him up. Grabs him up or whatever. You gonna sell me some cigarettes, man. Takes what he has or whatever. He robs him for what he has, but the thing about it, Lil Kev never kept much on him anyway. He got people that's doing it for him. I got all these, because the show must go on. One monkey can't stop no show. So if I get caught up or y'all run up on me rather trying to catch me up, you're not going to really find anything on me. All the cigarettes is already been dispersed out to the individuals that, my runners, they going out there and they, okay, what you want to have, what you want. So you're not going to really find anything on me. Big Humphrey runs up on him, like I said, busts him up, scares him or whatever, takes the little amount that he does find on him. And this would proceed for the next couple, 2 or 3 drops. 2 or 3 times to where Kev had the cigarettes. Lil Kev. Well, who's going to continue to go through anything like that? Who's going to continue to just deal with a bully, somebody that's... So he tries to talk to Big Muff like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? I can break you off this or whatever, but this has to stop, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying. I'm going to give you this, and you can take this and kind of bust it down. You can make you some money and sell to your people. Now, when I say to your people, I don't mean black people. I just mean just the people that you deal with just in general. That's just how cool Lil Kev was. That worked out for a while. Everything was cool. The yard was calm. Everything was straight, man. Kev started to get in a little bit more than cigarettes. Now the weed started to slowly make its way on the yard. It's always weed on the yard anyway. But again, you get drug tested. And let me tell you about drug testing in the penitentiary in Kentucky anyway. When they call you up, it might be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon. They catch you at 3 o'clock in the morning. They call you down to security. You got to get fully dressed, put your khakis on or whatever. You go down to security, they tell you have a seat. You don't know if it's a write-up. You don't know if you're getting shipped, locked down in a hole. You don't know if something happened to your family. You don't know exactly what it is, but you know it's one of those things. Drug test you. Take you into the bathrooms. 2 COs. One on this side, one on the other side. Pull your pants down, completely down, all the way down. You pull your pants down, take your shirt off. Pee into the toilet, man. Literally pee into the toilet. You can't even grab your Johnson. You just got to pee into the toilet. And they sit there and they just watch you. That's how they humiliate you, man. Prison is all about a humiliation ritual tactics that they often use. A lot of people don't really want to deal with that on the weed because you got a chance of going home. You got a dirty urine and the parole board sees, oh, well, you still in here getting high. You doing? I tell you what, we were going to let you go today, but come back and see us in 18 months. And hopefully you can take his drug test, or his drug class with you. And hopefully you learn how to live life without getting high. A lot of people didn't want to fool with the weed, but the cigarettes, yeah, they fool with them cigarettes, man. As time went on, as I mentioned, Big Humphrey felt as though he wasn't getting his fair share. And he's trying to become greedy. If anything sold in the park, I want a piece of it. If it's a nickel bag sold in the park, I need a piece of it. I need a part of it. But Kev wasn't really feeling that. Like, bro, I'm already breaking you off, and I'm barely even charging you anything. I can only give you now. I want X amount. If I give you X amount, that's my profit. If I give you 20 for what they say in the movie American Gangster, you see the money jar Frank, when dude walk right Tango, Bumpy Johnson died or whatever, and Denzel's role, Frank Lucas, he was in the little diner or whatever. Idris, I think is his name, Idris. But in the movie, he played Tango. You see the money jar Frank? This nigga here, man. I think you walk right past it, Frank. Frank says, man, I have Tango, I give you 20%. That's my profit. What does that leave me, man? Not even Bumpy charged 20%. Bumpy's fucking dead, man. I'm the new landlord, and the lease is 20%. You don't like it? Well, don't sell dope then, Frank. You know, get you a real job. Come work for me. You can, open my car door and yes, sir, no, sir, Mr. Johnson. As often as a dog-eat-dog world, man. And that's what Big Humphrey was on, man. Again, Lil Kev, man, I give you 20%, man. What does that leave me? It puts me out of business. Big Humphrey, man, he ain't care nothing about that, man. He ain't care nothing about putting you out of business, none of that. So now it's another problem on the yard, man. Trying to truck me again, man. Lil Kev was all about peace. He wanted to get that money. He was stacking so much money from his green dot card, all the money that he had, and the commissary, you got 4 or 5 lockers full. 4 or 5 lockers, Kens. How do you have 4 or 5 lockers? But you got your own locker. But then you got this dude that got a locker. Hey, bro, I'm going to give you $20, $25 a week. You don't get no money sent in. Keep all my stuff in your locker. Then you doing it 3 or 4 times with other individuals. Lockers, just anything you want, man. You penitentiary rich. You ain't got to go to the commissary for nothing. You got any and everything that you want in the joint. Plus you got cash money that's daily being loaded on to your green dot card and money orders being sent to you. You got this whole thing on lock and you not even barely even touching anything. It's a whole operation of cigarettes, man. Nothing that you're going to really get any significant time over, if any time at all. But then it got, like I said, the weed. Then she was bringing in the cell phones. Cell phone going to hit you for a G. Back then, $1,000. If I'm cool with you, you might be able to get one for $750. $1,000 for a cell phone. I'm not talking about the flip phones. I'm not talking about the iPhones. Oh, well, the flip phones originally how it started. But I'm talking about like the little AT&T joints that you used to go and I think at Walmart you get them for like $20, $30. Pay $50 a month, free nights, weekends, whatever. Yeah, $1,000 for them phones, man. He's killing it. He is absolutely killing it. He got so much money. He's straight, but he's low key. He's low key. That's how penitentiary works, man. A lot of times people ask, man, how do dudes be making money? Because you always have to have somebody from the outside. Them COs don't make no money. Not no real money. Them kitchen workers, you know what I'm saying, Kilwell, Airmark, people that work in the commons, they ain't really making no real money. By the time you got taxes and 401k, if they even got 401k and insurance and all that stuff, ain't no money. So you know I can make $1,000, $1,500 a week. $1,500 a week. Tax-free money. And the only thing I got to do is this. Yeah, I'm going to take that chance. And a lot of people take that chance. A lot don't, but a lot do. But it's always greed that comes along with it, as I said. Big Humphrey wants more. Lil Kev is getting to the point to where he's like, nah, man, I got to get this guy out of the way, man. But I'm non-violent. I'm not really on that. So he goes to a couple people that he's dealing with on a regular, like, listen, man, this dude over here, man, fucking mooly. He's a fucking mooly, y'all. He's a mooly, man. He's a fucking mooly. Now, he didn't really say that's how the Italians talk, man. He's a mooly. He's a fucking mooly, man. He didn't really talk like that, but he's like, look, man, dude, it's not about to be any more cigarettes. Now, at the time, Big Kev was the main supplier of cigarettes, as I've already mentioned. It's not gonna be any more cigarettes because this dude over here, man, he's hard pressing me. It started off as a soft press, but now he's basically just trying to extort me and tell me that anytime I get a drop, he needs X amount. If he don't, he gonna send his goons, gorillas, or whatever, and they gonna poke me up, stab me up, or whatever. And I just can't take that risk, man. Oh, he did, huh? Yeah, he did that. Okay, we'll handle this. Gets to drop the next time or whatever. Big Muff knows what's going to go down. He runs in on Lil Kev's cell. What's up, man? You got that for me? As I mentioned, Lil Kev would always give him something. Lil Kev still gave him an opportunity. Yeah, I got that. Hold on, bro. It's supposed to be way more than this. You giving me, a pound, but you supposed to give me 4 pounds. I need that. Look, bro, I done already told you, man. He grabs Lil Kev up or whatever. The whole thing's a plot, a setup or whatever. Got these goons waiting outside the cell. They see what's going on. See, the thing about a cell, it's not like on TV where there's bars and the door shuts and the door locks. No, it's a door. It's like a room. Call it a cell, but it's really a room. So if you don't shut the door all the way, anybody can just walk in. Now, if you shut the door all the way and it click, you hear that clicking noise, then the CO you got to hit the button. The CO will unlock the door for you. And sometimes you even have a key to your room. Just depends on where you at and, the facility that you're at. This particular facility, the door didn't lock or whatever. About 4 dudes run in, man. They run in on Big Humphrey right there in the cell, man. And it wasn't good, man. Lock and a sock. They got knives. A lot of times we say shanks in prison. Dudes got knives, man. You take something and you really, really sharpen it down or whatever, and then you put like tape on and you build like a handle, and then you wrap it around your wrist or whatever so that it doesn't go anywhere or whatever. I mean, you really gonna take a look at your man, when you pushing that blade, man. I ain't never did that, but I've seen them. That wasn't my forte. I wasn't never involved in anything in which I would have done something like that, fortunately for me, but I've seen them blades, man. Dudes come in with the locks and the socks and them blades, man. And it wasn't good for Big Humphrey, man. Don't matter how big you are. Don't matter if you squatting 500. Don't matter if you deadlifting 600. Don't matter if you're bench pressing 400. None of that matters, man, when them gorillas, them lions, tigers, and bears run in on you. And they weren't just all white. Had a couple white, couple black. Man, they came in and stabbed him up, man. Stabbed him up. Busted him up. Had to airlift him off the yard. I often talk about airlifting. When you airlift somebody off the yard, it means you're not just going to the infirmary. No, the hospital, the local hospital is gonna fly in with that helicopter and fly you to the hospital, man. Got him on up through her. Got him off that yard, man, trying to be a bully, trying to take. When an individual was already trying to compromise and help you, not that he wanted to, but just to keep the peace, just to keep everything calm. But the more he gave you, the more that you wanted. And Lil Kev, man, I never really seen Lil Kev get into a fight. I never seen him raise his voice. I never seen him get mad. He was just always a cool, calm, collect type individual. But he got tired of the BS. He got tired of an individual just trying to just extort him and just take and take and take and take. So he took matters into his own hands, and he got at the individuals, and they handled the rest from there. As I mentioned, cigarettes and coffee on the yard is more important than ever once they took the cigarettes off the yard. Dudes depend on cigarettes on the yard. Again, I've never smoked a cigarette a day in my life, but I see the individual, like, you got a life sentence, man. You trying to smoke, you got nerve problems. You trying to, man, I can't smoke because y'all done took them off the yard. Okay, well, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it, out of the mud. Well, you got one individual that's controlling everything, and I can't even get cigarettes because this dude, so I understood where Big Humphrey was coming from, but At the same time, Lil Kev wasn't being like that. Okay, I only have so much. Just give me some time. I'm going to break you off this, but it's going to come to a point of where I have more. And this is one of those rare instances and occurrences to where the lady, her name was Faith, to keep it all the way real. That was her name. Kev, her name was Faith. She never got caught up, never got walked off the yard, never got charged. Kev ended up doing his time, ended up doing like another 4 years. Came home. I can't even imagine how much money that he had when he came home. And so, come to find out, he ended up marrying Faith, man. They ended up getting together, kept it real, had a child, 2 kids, and ended up getting married. It's not exactly the fairy tale ending as far as it's a fairy tale ending, but the journey wasn't remotely fairy tale-ish. It's not ideal as far as, how they got there, but I guess you get there how you get there. Get here if you can. You can meet me by rainbow, across the ocean in the desert flow. I don't care how you get here. Get here if you can. And they definitely got there. Never heard anything else from Big Humphrey again. I'm assuming that he was not unalive because there was no charges or anything like that pressed. But be mindful, man. Be mindful. Just because you loud and you rah-rah and you gorilla this and gorilla that don't mean that the person that you feel as though you punking out or, making look soft at the time, it don't mean that he's soft. It just means maybe he's strategic and he's having something in his mind that's bigger than what you ever could imagine. Get here when you can. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share, subscribe to the Chizaddle. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that post notification. Anytime I bring you this action and this motherfucking heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Real Kens TV. Respectfully.